Greetings, dear Pisces. It's about time, isn't it? This is your Tarot Lumination general reading for June 2017. If you saw the updates, I'm not going to put a lot of time or energy into the astrology of matters right now. We're just going to dive straight in, do a simple, straight up, bare bones, stripped down reading for you, okay? And please don't forget to read for your moon sign and your rising sign. It'll be in the same playlist, and it'll just give you a broader perspective, okay? So let's roll. Let's see what happens, okay? Now, I did pre-shuffle in advance. I don't do flyers, jumpers. I don't do reversals, none of that. There's no qualifiers. I don't have any angelic mystery cards, nothing. It's just stripped down, bare bones. And we're going to get to it. I'm almost finished, almost ready to shuffle and go for you. All right? So hang tight. All right? Here we go. Excuse the airplanes if you can hear them. I'm pretty close to a flight path and they do all their training overhead. Here is the general vibe. Yay! Here's where you're coming from, okay? It's like energy that you've brought with you. Here's where things are right now, like the ever continuous present. And here's where we're heading, okay? Now already at this point, you might start to feel that you're heading into the unknown, because every time we look forward to the future, we're facing the unknown, and in the world of the unknown lies risk and adventure, fear, sorrow, joy, all of it. We don't know. We hope and pray and wish for the best, but it's also okay to be scared, okay? So don't worry, we'll figure it out. Here's the energy that's attracting, that you might be attracting, or that's coming at you, either by invocation or simply through just what appears to be. You might have attracted this, we don't know. And here is that energy of like hope and fear, of like, oh my God, what's actually happening now that we're setting off and doing this? And here's where it all seems to be heading, okay? It's nothing locked down in concrete or defined. It's just a journey. Consider this a journey, okay? And we're going to figure it out. Consider it a journey of the heart more than anything. Underneath, we have a little bit of energy here just to check the background weather. We do have the 10 of Cups. So the energy of pure happiness is in consideration here, dear Pisces. So this might be something that you radiate yourself, or it's the general like conditions outside of your front door. We don't know at this point. It might be something you're wishing for, okay? All of this joy and happiness that you might deserve or feel that you deserve, or that you already have, and you're just finding a way to share it all, okay? All right, let's have a look. If we have to come back to that later, we will. But what's the general vibe right now, okay? Transformation, okay. All right, dear Pisces, you may or may not be aware, I'm just going to do a tiny bit of astro babble here, but Sagittarius is still got Saturn moving through there in the high degrees, and it's pushing very, very hard on Chiron, okay? Chiron in Pisces. And so for a lot of Pisces people in general, they might feel as though they are very, very, very sensitive to matters of the truth being exposed and unfolded around them in such a way that might not be comfortable, in such a way that might be interpreted as transformational, as things that need to be revealed in order for healing are being revealed. And in so doing, we have an opportunity for healing if it means cutting away everything that is not working for you, anything that is false, fake, delusional, inappropriate, anything to do with self-sabotage, anything to do with your self-undoing that you have allowed to occur to yourself, or you have allowed others to impact in their own energy upon you, okay? Sorry, I got stumbled with my words there. So please understand, don't be scared of this energy. It's about transformation, and transformation almost by definition can feel awkward or uncomfortable or painful, as the energy of cutting and slashing and removing that which is no longer serving you is actually happening at that moment in time. But just remember that it acts as fertilizer. All the dead matter that is no longer useful in its present form can transform and turn into fertilizer, just like the cutting of a plant or a tree, or like tree people when they take all the cut up trees and they turn it into mulch, and then they use that mulch as fertilizer. That kind of energy. So there is light and happiness on the horizon right here. Okay, so don't worry too much. All right, we're going to deal with it. We're going to handle this. So where are you coming from? Where's it all coming from? Okay, this is a big reading already, dear Pisces. You're coming from an energy of having gone through some kind of epiphany, some kind of massive, what I would call uh, maybe just a sense of redemption, or maybe a reconciliation, or just a complete reboot in life, where you might be aware that as this transformational energy is happening, and it's still happening right now at this very moment in time, it's still going to be with us for a while. It might feel that as you go through the shedding process, and this has been going on for quite a while as well, so you might have had a lot of this experience already in the last few months, okay? In fact, even over the last year and a half, because of the old expired south node, north node journey of Virgo and Pisces. So it might leave you in a feeling like it's been one hell of a ride, and you're just freaking lucky to come out the other side with redemption and the opportunity to say, holy shit, I'm still alive and I made it. I'm still here. I can't believe it. That's amazing. I have a chance to start all over again. That's awesome. Thank you, dear heaven, dear angels, dear creator. That's amazing. And in my nakedness, stripped down as I am, and humbled and even perhaps humiliated by myself and by others, just understand that it's happening for everybody else too, in some way or another, in their own version of the same story. And so it's okay to be that open and exposed and vulnerable to yourself and with others. It's okay. Rejoice in it. Celebrate. Just be grateful for the chance of a renewal. Okay? And that's where you're coming from. It's like, wow, I actually made it. That's amazing. Now, the question is, what's happening right now? Okay, just appreciation. Okay, it might be that you're getting a chance to have a complete recalibration in your life, a complete like reawakening, like an epiphany, like, gosh, I really am worthy. You know, I'm really not that bad. I do have skills. I do have gifts, and lo and behold, I am appreciated. I am valued. There are others who understand me. They might not understand the depths of who I am and what I'm doing or how I do it, but they do appreciate and sense the value, okay? They understand the, let's just say in the three-dimensional sense, the crafts person of whatever it is that who I am and what I do as a Piscean person. Now, this can also imply that you are coming into awareness of your own gifts and your own talents and how to better deliver and serve others, and not just in a way that's self-serving for you, but in a way that serves humanity and others in your world and your environment. This is a broad general reading, okay, Pisces? I'm not taking it down to the personal level. That's a whole other matter. But in the terms of the general energy, what I'm sensing here for you, Pisces, is the solid recognition of your worth. And if this is not happening to you, this is what you would like. This is what you would wish for. It would be so nice to be appreciated and valued for what I do, not just who I am, but what I do in this three-dimensional world. That's okay. We all would like that. I would like to have that. So that's a nice place. That's a nice place to be. If you're questioning whether you do have all that, whether you are being appreciated or understood or valued, and there's still more evolution and transformation to occur, that's okay too. It's all part of a journey. This is a journey spread. So let's have a look. Where are you heading with all of this? Where is it all going? Oh boy. Okay, so as much as all of this potential energy here can be, well, I guess it's actually very, very profound. It's almost, it could be like if you're not prepared for it, this energy here could be almost overwhelming and could leave you feeling like as you're coming out of the 18, 20 months of that North Node energy from Virgo, where you probably had to go through a lot of transformation and convulsions yourself, and you're still only just adapting because we're just transitioning now into the Leo North Node. It could be that you are facing what you feel is is like a it's almost like a frightening scenario. Like, okay, so I do have a chance at redemption and renewal and starting all over and transforming into a higher, better, like more qualified version of myself, more valuable to myself. I love myself more and others love and appreciate me more. However, I don't really understand the hows and the whys or where it's actually taking me. And dear Pisces, don't worry about that because all of us feel scared and wobbly about our own evolution. As soon as we face into the unknown, the moment you step out the front door or even you just evolve into the next few minutes of your life, you're always facing the unknown. And you don't know ever actually what's going to happen in the next 10, 20 minutes. It might be an earthquake. There might be some shocking news that comes to you by email. You don't know what it is. So it's understandable to feel a little bit wobbly sometimes or intimidated or just scared about moving forward. Another way to look at this, dear Pisces, that in moving forward, it might just be simply a question of trusting your deepest, most intuition and allowing for the fact that you don't really have all the information or all the facts or everything locked down in a very nice kind of orderly way that would make sense and make life easy to move along. Like, okay, we got this, we do this, and we do it that way, and that's fine. Evolution. No. You're always facing the unknown. And sometimes the best way to handle that and move forward is just accept that and like kind of go gulp. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's starting all over again. Like the whole journey is starting all over again. And you're having to face the unknown. It's like being hazed or like the hazing experience through schools and colleges. It's okay. It happens to everybody. But the indication here is that you will manage. You're a watery person. You're very tuned into the sensibilities of the, multidimensional worlds, way beyond our three dimensions. And you do have skills and abilities there, but nevertheless, you're a human being like the rest of us, and it can be a bit scary. Please understand that there is light and there's guidance out there. It just might not be the full light of day, and you're just going to have to rely heavily on intuition and trust and go forward anyway. Okay, if that makes sense. I hope so. So don't be scared. A lot of this is just in the imagination, the wild imagination made up of all the fears and the horrors of everything that went on in the past. But the past is the past. We're talking about heading forward into the future here. All right? Let's keep going. How are you going to handle us? This is very heavy, strong energy here, dear Pisces. All these major cards here. It could feel as though you're on like a big wave or like you're being on an ocean in some way where the waves are so big that you can't really do anything about steering your own boat and you just have to go with the flow. Well, guess what? That's probably one of the healthiest things you can do. So, how are you going to deal with it, even though you might want to lock it down and make it stable? Okay, well, it might require that in order to advance further and further on your own path, where this is a direct reference to the energy of love in a very rich, luscious, abundant form, and the energy of giving and receiving love in its most, I guess you could say, its most evident way. In other words, like just delicious appreciation of everything that is beautiful around you and that it's all built out of love. It's all made out of love. Love is the universal life force, the ultimate energy. It is the ultimate of everything. And everything is built out of that energy. It's just vibrational energy. It's the energy of light. It's the energy that's imbued in rocks, in radio waves, in mountains, in buildings, in television shows, in movies, in your heart, in your physical body. It's all made out of love. And in order to move forward in a healthy way, like through, we're talking about June specifically in the broad sense, in order to move forward, it's an idea to like, it's basically go into the mirror and sort of almost get in tune with yourself. And so like, wow, I'm really am made of love. I do have a lot of love in my life. I'm used to giving and receiving love. That's kind of my nature anyway as a Pisces. But now I really have to live it out by example. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's all right talking about it, hanging out about it, wishing about it, thinking about it. But the way it really works is you have to live by example, which means, like as you give, so shall you receive, and all that kind of energy. And dear Pisces, you do have a lot of love to offer. It's the sign of ultimate universal love anyway. So it's almost like you're being called out to be the true high power, the most evolved high frequency Pisces person you can possibly be at this time. Now, it might be challenging. Um, being called out to rise up to that level, sure, okay. Um, but it just might be that's like a soul contract that you took on before you entered this particular lifetime, and that's okay. So, because you can handle it, and it's like this is the energy of living as if. You see here, this wonderful regal woman here. I don't know if you're a guy or a girl watching this, it kind of doesn't matter. It's just about the energy, okay? This is the energy of the embodiment of the Queen of Cups. She owns that thing. She has that. She has the ability to give and receive at the highest levels. You see how beautiful that is? How beautiful she is? How abundant she is in matters of the heart? It's almost like some people could understand like this is too much. This is over the top. Like it's like romance fairy tale type energy. No, it doesn't have to be that way. Love is a very rich and delicious energy, which needs to be shared. It needs to be distributed like fertilizer. It wants to be distributed like just like a fountain. Okay, you could almost treat this as a fountain type of energy. The way to move forward is just like almost like just radiate that energy anyway, even if you feel scared and lost, and even if you've been through a very tumultuous time and you're still in a process of shedding and transforming. So keep moving forward anyway. So what are we attracting here? What's around you? Ambitions, okay, hopes and dreams and ambitions for the future and locking it down. This might be a month for you, dear Pisces, where you're getting a glimpse of what is actually your true potential. It's like, how can we actually make this happen? Like all this big wooey talk about here, spirituality, transformation, epiphanies, tuning into your subconscious, radiate the energy of love. Okay, hey, but how are we going to do that? How are we going to actually do that in fact, in reality, in my little world here, my little Pisces world, where I live, where I am, where I just do my stuff, in my surroundings with my people? How are we going to do that? And what I feel is happening in this particular reading, in this particular card, in this position, it's about coming to a realization, this energy of realization of the potential is coming to you. It's just like slowly it is unfolding through the months where like, wow, I'm getting a bigger, broader picture of who I really am and what I can really do. And it's all mushed up into one thing. You're not supposed to say like, I am valued by what I do. I want people to value me by who I am. And that's great as well, all that spirituality stuff. But the reality is, it's a combination of both. It's like having to live out this love energy in a very authentic way that can be understood and passionately expressed and set into motion so that it actually manifests into something that's real and tangible, of value in your life, where you are loved and appreciated for being that person, and you can love and appreciate others in your world in a reciprocal manner. Okay, so that's kind of cool. But heading into the journey, what could you be scared of? What could be the worst? What could be the best? and we have for you the Queen of Wands here. And so look at all this powerful energy. This okay, it's a lot of feminine energy here. Again, it doesn't matter if you're a guy. We're just talking about energy. The Queen of Wands has the almost shameless ability to inspire others with her own radiance. Okay, and if uh, and there's no shame here in wearing the crown. You see the beautiful crown that she wears? There's no shame there. She's worked very hard to be here. She looks a bit stoic and very regal, very statuesque and regal. And she's holding her position very, very strongly, okay? But she is full of passion and inspiration um, because she just likes to be that way. And so, in this like hopes and fears position here, if you are seriously hoping you can rise up to this kind of frequency of uh, vibration and expression, that's very, very cool. Because in doing so, then you become an inspiration for others. You can tap into all your wealth, all your like regal treasures, and just shamelessly radiate that energy outwards. That's sort of like to do with the Leo North Node type energy. Be an utterly, totally shameless Piscean this month. And even though Pisces can often be very shy and mysterious and nebulous to other people, this is a totally different version of you. This is like get on the front of stage and saying like, I am this Pisces person. I am this amazing person, and I have been through all of this, and I do understand the epiphany and awakening, and I do intend to evolve, and no matter how like scary and wobbly it may be, and I do see the potential coming, and I intend to live it out and act it out and live by example the energy of love, radiate love. And I want to do it with such passion that I can actually live out who I want to be. So it's a combination of who I am and what I do. Now, of course, the reciprocal energy of this is that it's a very ambitious energy. So the question is, can you really live up to that? Is this really, really possible? We don't know. This is all part of the journey as it's unfolding. It's okay to be scared, okay? Don't worry. Don't be scared of your own light. This is brilliant. This is just brilliant, radiating, inspirational light, and it's because it's feminine. It's almost like, come on people, let's share. Like, I can do this, you can do this too. It's not about dominion or control or mastery or ownership in that sense. It's literally more like sharing your light, radiating your light. Where's it all heading? Oh, okay. uh let's just keep this as a broad reading. I don't want to go into like too many like lovey-dovey things here. But what this could indicate, for me to tell you what I'm feeling, is that this could lead to a very, very stable sense of reward that makes sense to you. In other words, like little by little, as you evolve through June, the more and more and more you live as if, then the more and more you become aware of the potentials to tap into your passions and radiate this newly transforming, newly evolving version of yourself to the point where you can step up to this really high vibration, high frequency expression of yourself. That's pretty awesome. And perhaps by the end of the month or going through later in the month, you might start to see the rewards coming to you in tangible ways that make sense. It would be the energy of like a good farmer. In other words, just say this is like the only card in the reading. Then you could say it's just like, well, I've done a good job. I've gone through all of this, and it's been very tumultuous in some ways, and it's also very beautiful. But I'm realizing now that I've planted seeds. I have ambitions. I set things in motion, and I'm going to grab the opportunity. I'm going to make it happen. And lo and behold, so long as I stay tuned in and I don't get too scared or judge myself too harshly or allow myself to be judged too harshly by others, I can tap into that myself where I can start to see the little shoots starting to sprout above ground. And then you like a good farmer, you just steadily take care of this every day. Just do a little bit, a little bit, every little bit every day. That is indicative of your energy of taking care of business. I'm taking care of the business of being a good Pisces this month, and I'm starting to see results, and it's showing, and it's not necessarily ready to pick the fruit or show it to anybody yet, but I do have evidence. I have hard 3D evidence that I am on path here. And by the way, I'm willing to share that with everybody. So thank you very much. That's how it's looking to me, dear Pisces, for you. So I hope you get something out of this. I hope you can, like, reconfigure this, translate this whole thing again for your own benefit, and, like, mush it around. Like, oh, I know it. I know what they were saying. I know what he really meant by Terra Illumination was doing that and that. And then at the end of it, you come to your own interpretation that is yours and yours alone, and you just don't take my word for it. Okay. So make this your own reading some way, somehow. Okay, thank you, dear Pisces. Watch for your moon, watch for your rising, and have a beautiful June. Okay, bye bye now. Farewell.